if I build for you now, even at 200, if you do the math, you don't have time to do the math. But if you sit down and do the math, even if you're earning 200,000 naira and I build for you and I say you should pay 15 million naira, Omo, with everything, you cannot pay for that house in 10 years.
One agent to give 1 unit to 3 people and collect money for it. So I don't know. I think there should be a license or like exam for you to be a certified agent.
Not even
and there should be a stipulated fee. You cannot collect more than 5%, even if you want to overdo.
Exactly.
You understand? But the government, they don't care. This is for the they don't care about the masses. And construction is something that takes, like, it holds down your funds over time. You understand?
Yeah.
So somebody that builds one big house and maybe sells and makes maybe 100 million profits, that looks enticing. Do you understand? He's already looking at the next project immediately because he has the funds.
True.
But maybe you build affordable. You spend 100 million.
Hi guys, welcome to another episode of the TheArkitecktsHub Podcast. My name is Chibike, my friends call me Cheesy, and I'm here with my brothers, Praise, Daniel, and Restra.
Let's go.
It's going to be an amazing session because we're going to be talking about a topic that's very relatable to almost every Nigerian, every youth in Nigeria today. So let's go on.
Yup. So guys, I feel like a couple of times we've had conversations about this stuff. So we'll be talking about the struggles of the youth, right, when it comes to housing, accessing housing.
You said youth.
That's right, youth. Yeah.
Anyways, so yeah, the struggle of the youth, our population, right, when it comes to getting a house, because it's insanely difficult.
Yeah.
And I'm going to start with this. I'm going to start with statistics, right?
Yeah.
And it is that, fun fact, 60% of the country's population is between 18 to 30.
Okay.
Right? And we cannot afford housing.
Yes, no.
We cannot afford housing. I know we've talked about this quite a number of times. I mean, not just what people talk about it randomly on X. I see a lot of conversations. But it's a big deal because you are 25 years, baba, you still stay for your papa house. And obviously, everybody knows that it's not even funny.
It's not funny.
Easy to stay at home. Do you get with family because you need your own space. If you they work like this, and African parents don't even want to know, say you they work remotely, that one no concern.
You tell the wash plate.
Guy. Yeah,
Crazy stuff.
so crazy. There's a lot that we deal with. So, I mean, if we go back in time, our parents, 25 years, they were not staying with their parents.
My father's first house was a 3-bedroom flat.
Bruh.
He just married. And he rented a 3-bedroom apartment.
Can you imagine?
What was he doing? He did not use the house to do anything.
Mm.
So you can imagine there's a huge disparity.
Mm-hmm.
That's a very, very big word. But there's a huge disparity with how things were then and how it is now.
And you know what's crazy? Yeah. It's not like we're not even working hard. I feel like, no shit to our parents' generation anyways.
Oh, we didn't make this girl as small.
I feel like we work twice as hard.
We didn't make this girl as small.
Right? But look at the situation we found ourselves. How can you work twice as hard as the previous generation and then you can barely survive? It's crazy. So, let's get into the conversation.
I think that there are 2 factors that I like for us to divide them into.
Okay.
First of all is the fact that, just like we've spoken extensively on, the fact that there's a leadership gap in Nigeria. So, and for instance, our current president has been in power since, let's say, 1980 something.
Yeah.
That is over 20 something years.
20 something
years.
Born, he owns democracy.
So it's just like, I think our present generation, you cannot find somebody that is 20 something, 30 something, and is in a position of power. In fact, you find somebody like that, he becomes a national hero very dramatically.
Very dark man.
So there's a leadership side of it that makes it look like everybody, just like I said, the youth are leaders of tomorrow. There is no leader of tomorrow. The people that have been leading since yesterday are still going to be the leaders of tomorrow and next tomorrow and continuously rise. So, because first of all, there is that leadership gap. It extends to everything. People that own the house in, let's say, our parents that owned houses as far back as 20 years ago, they're still the ones that will still keep owning houses. And it trickles down to everything, every single thing about life. So, first of all, just like when they say they say things like when the head is wrong, every other thing follows suit.
Foundation, yeah.
As long as those people that are there yesterday are still there today, everything about yesterday will still be there still today. So when I see young people say things like, "Oh, I'm not interested in politics. I'm not interested. I'm not vote." If I went to cut my hair recently and the barber was saying, "I know the votes, nothing concern me," I say, "Oh, God, you clock 40 and nothing will happen."
Nothing will show for it.
It's crazy.
I'm not saying that they're not rigging the elections or stuff like that, you get, but at least the little efforts you put, if everybody puts those efforts collectively, it can change something.
True.
As a young person now in Nigeria, nobody's even thinking about owning a house. It's just about even renting.
Survival
Just to even.
You know what's funny? What's even crazy? It's the fact that as a young person, you have to be doing more than one thing
Yeah, to survive.
and I don't think it's proper. I do a lot of things as well, besides architecture and other things. I believe almost everybody does that.
Yes,
But that's not supposed to be a normal thing in quotes. It's not supposed to be normal. But that's the fact of life today. And it's worse in Nigeria. So you can imagine a young person doing all these things and he can still afford basic things. So it's crazy. So then if you can say our parents' generation, yeah, they had it difficult. So I'm not saying anybody's generation had it
It was easier.
but yes, but then you can walk and see the fruit of your labor. That's what I would say. You can walk and when they pay you, say, I work for this thing. You go fuse and do something. But now, transportation is crazy. You know how much people using boats. It's crazy. It's very, very crazy in Nigeria today. So, like you said, it goes to almost everything, every sector.
Yeah.
Not just even housing. But then again, what we're talking about today is housing.
Yeah.
And it's very crazy. So I don't even know what to say concerning this matter. So let me you get your open it.
So when it comes to housing, owning real estate, we are even talking far because of where we are currently. Just even existing, speculating, and existing in the space is really, really hard. So before you can even say you want to own if you rent a house, you own a part of the real estate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So at least a part, because you are an active investor. Yeah.
Okay.
So just to get to the point of getting that small part is not yours, but at least for that point in time, you can say it's yours. It's your house.
Mm.
It's even hard. The prices of rents are through the roof. Couple of months back, I started my search for
House
an
of
apartment.
Journey.
Jesus,
Your mind.
Jesus, my man touched ground. So the whole thing is crazy. We're not even talking about let's even leave the prices. Agents.
Yeah, to get to
Jesus Christ.
I mean, I see a lot of things on X here and the experiences. On TikTok, like you see people talk about the techniques to hunting a house. Sorry, to house hunting, yes. I mean, same thing. And
It's crazy.
That
Technique too.
Yes, now.
If you see this babe, she go do like 3 minutes video.
Don't play.
They advise you don't do this, don't do that. That you have to have, you must have trade-offs, and which of course makes sense. But like, I think that gives insight as to how messed up all
The system is yes now.
Because let me refer to one particular video I was watching, I think last month, a month back. So she was talking about like if you want a big space, you might have to trade off for bad road, right? If you prioritize what now, if you prioritize accessibility, you might have to trade off and
Space.
deal with a smaller space. And I want to get it, but then there's a whole lot of messy situations going on, and it's really a struggle to get it. It's really, really a struggle to get it. And I think what hurts me the most is the fact that I see construction go on in the country every single
Every
day.
single
Yeah.
day, yeah.
I see that every single time there's this luxury estate coming on, this one.
It's $1 billion.
So it's like, who are they building for? If 60% of
They're
the
bidding for
population,
IJDBs.
yeah, if 60% of the population, right,
Cannot.
now we make 60% of the population, but we cannot afford those houses that you're building. So what are we doing? Who are we building for? It's a crazy situation, honestly.
That goes down to the developers and people in real estate, because it's like we are building for what we are not seeing.
For
You have a lot
ghosts.
of it. Let's use Lagos as an example. You use Lekki. Everything is luxury, and you're checking the price of houses over 300 million and thereabout, and seeing young people that can't even afford that. Why are we building more of luxury apartments, luxury buildings, when we should be focusing on affordable
On
housing?
solving problems, yeah.
We are not exactly. We are not building to solve problems. We're just building to get money. And I even believe that as long as you can solve a problem, you
There's
make
money in
more
it.
money.
You
That's
make
what I
your-
was going to say, guys.
Make your money.
You literally
That's-
took the
that's
words
what
out of my mouth, because I'm like, yo, if you have so many people needing this
Thank
particular
you. Do you
thing,
know how much you make?
if you decide, but then again, I'm not going to blame them, right? See, Nigeria is difficult on its own, make me
Yeah.
no lie, right? So, who is to say they would make profit off doing this thing, right? Yes, greed is involved, because these luxury properties, I mean, you're an architect, so you understand. You spend like, say, 200 million
Yeah.
on this property development, including regulatory authorities and preliminaries, right?
Yeah.
Everything we you spend on top this particular project, now like 250 last.
Yeah.
They will sell the property for $1 billion. That's great. I agree. That's very much present. But then when I try to think of the flip side of things, say people now decide to invest in lower income slash, because that's how they divided it one time, low middle income, and higher middle income. I don't know if you've seen that thing before. So say people decide to invest, these real estate guys, developers, right, decide to invest in lower income and lower middle income, right, apartments, accommodation rather. Now, would they be able to get their money? Hold on. I want to give you another statistics now.
Okay.
We go bust your head.
Okay.
These statistics, it says that less than 1% of Nigeria's population earn less than 200k. Sorry,
Earn more
over
than
200k. Over 200,000 naira. So, if I build for you now, even at 200, if you do the math, we don't have time to do the math, but if you sit down and do the math, even if you're earning 200,000 naira and I build for you and I say you should pay 15 million naira, Omo, with everything, you cannot pay for that house in 10 years. Like, you cannot afford. So I think on the flip side of things, it's actually difficult for them.
It's not difficult. No, Nigeria, we like to eat. Everybody wants to eat immediately.
Mm.
Yeah. So outside the country, there are mortgage systems where you pay over a couple of 20 years.
True.
They are paying
Like
for
20
houses.
years.
They are paying for houses 20. Okay,
Even cars, not just houses.
It's not.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that 20 years does not make
No,
sense.
it's not, and it's because it's private. If it was government based, the way it's done outside, you have banks providing the housing, you have
It
government.
increases the
So
possibility. Absolutely.
it now lessens the burden on everybody.
Yeah.
Because if you spend money, if I move money that I've been working for 5 years and put on an investment, I should expect that at least in 5 years, in 6 years, I should be able to see something now.
Exactly.
So that's actually a flip side. There's the wanting to get rich quick. That is in the whole. It's not wanting to get rich, but you want to eat fast.
Yes, because the life expectancy rate of Nigeria is what?
How
50 years.
40 years.
Okay, make I come make
You don't make
investments.
waiting.
I'll come day 50. I no go see anything on top of my investment.
Your next of kin.
As in,
They work for
your children will help.
You said the house go
send the
club.
papa.
But I think that majorly there was something you said earlier. Our society is very corrupt.
Yeah.
There is no hard-earned money is not a thing we look at in this society.
Mm.
If not, why would somebody build, for instance, 500 units of duplexes and nobody's occupying it.
Mm.
If the money was legitimately made, you would want people to occupy it. Do you understand? But somebody that just took money from somewhere
And just
went to go and build, he does not care. The money is just, the house is just there. Do you understand? If you go to Abuja now, you see so many estates and they're empty.
It's a laundry scheme. That's
Yes,
fact.
now.
So people just do that,
fact. That's
and it is just because our society is corrupt, and it trickles down to every other person. So if me now I'm looking at somebody in government building like that, me too, I want to do that. I want to make money.
chop
Do
your
you understand? So just like there's a popular guy, a politician that was saying things like, if the leaders are not corrupt, it just reduces corruption by almost like 50%. Do you understand? Because you no go get mine. Just like somebody that you come from a house where some kind of things they happen, or some things do not happen at all.
Yeah.
You no go get mine, do that kind of thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's just how. So I think that the corruption has just trickled down into the housing sector, and it makes things ridiculously expensive.
Yeah.
Because mass housing is the only way that can alleviate these housing pains of the young people.
And
Because for instance,
okay.
For instance, in places like Zuba, I think I mentioned that earlier, they were selling those houses 2-bedroom for like 10 million naira.
When was that?
In Zuba.
When?
Yes, and it was mass housing. That was like
Oh.
2019, 2020, before COVID, like that.
no sure.
And they are over 100. No, everybody they're over. Then I was how old? I was just following to the site to see things because I had somebody that was building one of the units there, and then one of the units cost about 100 million government contract, and I know that 100. Then I'm not sure you use up to 100 million to build that kind of building.
Yeah.
Do you understand? But it was mass building, and there were over 100 units of them.
That's crazy.
But you know the funny thing, the people that it was meant for, the masses,
You not reach them.
not reach them like it's supposed to reach them.
That's one.
Because the main people, the Federal Housing Authority people, and I think I should look at the camera and say this.
Very good.
They will
When
do
they don't go
this
shut
thing.
down our
No,
studio.
Zoom
They
his
will
face. This guy on eyeglass.
I'm not saying
No, no, no,
that.
shut down.
I'm not saying, well, our society has so many flaws, right? I'm not saying that everybody there is corrupt, but there are some things that should be basic. For instance, transparency is the basic fundamental of government, right? If you build a house, it is so and so. You want to buy it. Imagine somebody that works. Imagine I'm a staff of this organization, and I'm buying a house that my organization is building for the masses. Do you understand? And obviously they have so many, I don't know if I should call them, just like they have so many subsidies for themselves.
Yes, within their
You understand? And it's not, and people that should benefit from these things are mostly teachers, people that approach mortgage bank and say, okay, remove so and so amount from my salary every month for next 10 years, and it's to complete the amount.
Yeah.
But those people are not.
They don't have
they don't have access to that. And you know the funny thing, when somebody comes there with 100 million and buys the full flats, because maybe like 6 flats or so. So if they're going to sell them individually for some of them, it's like after using 100 million to build it, they sell it for excess of like 110, 120 million naira. And I just come there because I'm a cash bag, or I stole money, or I'm a business, whatever the case is, I'm not in mass. For somebody to have 120 million naira, it's not in the masses.
Not for you.
You're not among the masses. That person now has bought it 120 million naira. The person is thinking of profits. So that house that should have been 10 million naira has gone to like 15 million naira automatically.
It's 150.
That person now is looking for someone to flip again.
Yes, no.
He will sell it for, maybe buyers have not come, he will sell it for 130, 140 million. That house has moved from 15 million to 20 million naira. And that's what's happening with government, especially when you say something about agency and all of those things. How will you not build house? You did not build the house. You did not buy the land. You were not there when they were building it. You did not do anything.
Just want to
And you say,
you just gonna connect me.
and you just connect me to the buyer.
See, you just come tell me say this person they sell house.
This person is selling house.
20%.
The only thing you use is not your own. It's God that gave you mouth.
Right,
That is the only thing you use. And you say 25%.
It's crazy.
Well, God
Go to judge them.
will judge.
Middleman.
That's what I can say.
This agent thing,
God will judge.
this agent thing.
I see it now. Topic entirely. It's crazy.
God will judge because those agents, no. And the funny thing, The funny thing is, after collecting that 25%,
There's no
some will
assurance.
still not deliver.
Yes, no. There's no assurance in the world.
Some will still not deliver because there was a case of a building around where I live. It was like 40 units of like 1-bedroom flats. So it was uncompleted. So a developer came and said, okay, let him develop it and put that for rent immediately. Okay. So when he was developing it, some agents went out because they have seen houses now and people are looking for houses everywhere. And then the house was like ₦1 million. Yeah. So, and it's 1 bedroom. And in that area, 1 bedrooms go for like ₦2 million. But this one's, just bungalows. Like, so, and people, one agent will give 1 unit to 3 people and collect money for it. So, I don't know. Crazy. I think there should be a license or like exam for you to be a certified agent. And there should be a stipulated fee. You cannot collect more than 5%, even if you want to overdo.
Exactly.
You understand? But the government, they don't care. This is for the they don't care about the masses.
See, the problem is that even the masses we are talking about, Seth.
The masses now. Exactly. Agents are masses too.
You know one thing I just want to say.
Let's leave everybody now. Let's talk about the people say that we are even fighting for.
No, I mean, I don't agree with you.
No,
I tell you I understand you want to say the masses are the problem.
The masses is not the problem. I'm not saying
they have a point.
I'm not saying they have a place to be as well.
Do you know why I want
the average Nigerian
is that what you? That's what see. Why my problem with that statement is that everybody feels like the average Nigerian is corrupt. The average human being, whether it's in US, UK, China, Mexico, they are corrupt.
Thank you. Let me know who's the average Nigerian.
Do you understand?
Average human being.
But the role of government is to put checks in place to track, to stop things from happening. For instance, China, see Chinese now, they're in our country. There are a lot of things that happen in the country. Some people will say they are stealing, they are doing this. But those things, they can't do it in their country. Do you understand? Somebody leaves his country where he does not have escorts, does not have anything, and he comes here and he's enjoying life.
King of boys.
This is to show that the average human being is lawless without laws. If there are no laws to check you or enforcement, it will not work. Everybody in Abuja, for instance, in Lagos, and this thing works in Lagos now. For instance, in Lagos, if you beat the traffic like that, places where they take your plate number, and I see things on Twitter, people say, if you're on third mainland bridge, don't pass so and so kilometers. Why? If you pass, government will charge you.
Yeah.
That is what checks the excesses of people. Yeah. But when those things do not work, everybody is corrupt.
Yeah.
Do you understand? But the government wants us to be fighting ourselves. That is why they don't want to put it in place. If they make it like that now, you start fighting them. But if me and you are masses, we are fighting ourselves, then they'll be looking at you from the up.
I get what you're saying. But if we can all hold ourselves accountable,
how?
What is how? But see, be a responsible human being.
Do you know any responsible agents?
There's nobody.
My point. Do you know any responsible agents?
You don't know any responsible agents. Why can't that agent be responsible? No, my point is.
Do you know why he will not be responsible? It's maximum gain, and there's no check and balance.
Corruption from SUG election.
Yes. And why is it like that?
That's my
okay. Why is it like that?
Check and balance.
Why is it like that? Before somebody becomes president in this country, okay, for instance, in the law now, I heard yesterday that the Federal House of Representatives gazetted a law that, not gazetted a law, they put a law that for its contest for presidential, it must not exceed 10 billion naira. But let's be factual to ourselves. Is there anybody that wants to contest for president that will not pass 1 trillion naira? Yes, actually, do you understand? So there's no, everything is just flawed.
It's crazy.
And it trickles down from the top. So me, I know that I have the tendencies to be corrupt. But if there are checks and balances, for instance, if I buy this mic, 1,000 naira, and somebody come and meet me and say, I can sell it for 100,000. Oga, I will sell it.
That's my point.
Because that is human nature.
Exactly.
There are people that might not sell it. Do you understand? But those people are very few. The percentage of those people cannot change the society. That is why government pull laws to say you cannot sell because yes, you understand. Those are the kind of things that happen. See,
hi guys, if you're here, you're obviously enjoying our content. Kindly like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Please follow us on all social media platforms if you're enjoying our content, which obviously I know you are. Thank you very much.
See the way real estate is increasing in Nigeria. That's in more advanced societies where there is security, there is road, there is water, there is
there's
conducive environment.
gas.
It's like real estate does not increase like that.
Yes, no,
here.
See
But in Nigeria,
see my point.
where everything is concrete and insecurity,
My-
trees.
My point is that
But-
why do we need people to check on us before we can do the right thing?
Because we are human beings. That's how.
yes, we are human beings, but we should still be able to.
No, I mean,
No. See, I get what you're saying. No. I get what you're saying.
your innate,
I get what you're.
your innate conscience. I mean, you don't get conscience. Why do you give us conscience?
There is conscience.
Most,
God
There is
give us
conscience,
conscience?
and then there is the survival mentality of human beings.
yes, that one day.
So you cannot
Like you use the
yes,
example of the mic. Somebody tells you, I can sell it for. You can sell it for
yes.
100,000 instead of the
You could
1,000.
ask and say, if you know the fear God,
You see, yeah.
Should I tell you? Should I tell you why? Should I
brother.
I fear God, my dear.
You're a Christian now.
I fear God, my dear. But I don't know if that fear of God is actually going to pay the bills.
Hey, what's this? But this is my
Do you
point.
understand? So
This is my
now-
point.
Now the point.
What's
Now
the
should I
one
tell you?
If someone is thinking like this and still goes into the same government, you wait till you know if you
No. Now the difference is that I came into government with some promises, for instance,
Yeah.
to do so and so, and I say, okay, give just like you're a developer. I am I have land or something, and you say, give me 10 million naira, I will deliver so and so. Now, if you decide to deliver, you can be now tagged as a good developer. Do you understand? For instance, if the government now say this mic, nobody should charge above 10% of 10% should be the marginal profit, this thing, and then I don't go beyond that, I have broken the law and I'm liable for.
prosecution, yeah.
True.
But when there is no law guiding it,
Yes.
do you understand? I can decide to do whatever I want.
I agree.
And it's not, as long as it's not against any law, I do not see it as wrong. There's nothing like conscience. Okay, we won't go court of law and say, Judge, sir,
I felt
feel my conscience.
I felt
How is that law?
I felt
That is
some
not
type
law.
of way.
So that is why, as human beings, we are not moved by moral, whatever we want to say, whether conscience. There are people that not believe in God. So how do you want? Okay, you want to say, okay, it's laws that bind everybody together. Do you understand? As long as there's no law guiding anything, I can do whatever I like.
My point is that the law plays a certain role.
Yes.
We still have to play a certain role by ourselves. There was one saga that happened some months ago about two individuals that went to China to, get some phones,
Yes.
iPhone 17, and change it to the XR.
Yes.
And
Yes.
then- yes, one person went and sold his own. He came back and said he's selling his own for how much?
500,000.
500,000. Another person came and said no, saying they're selling him for 200
Yes.
and something
Yes.
thousand naira. That is that person 200. Can you see how conscious? Can you see how
That is not
human
conscious.
empathy-
Should I tell you? Should I tell you?
Now that
Yeah.
person that's been
Yes.
selling for the low, he's even he made more
He's
gain.
making
He
his
made
profit.
more gain. That now you can make more profit saved by doing the right thing.
Now, let me just tell you, that is whether the person that sold 500 and the
Yeah.
person that sold 250, it does not really concern me
Mhm.
because you're making whatever
does not
profit you
really
want to make.
concern
It is your business.
Yeah, exactly.
The only thing that makes business work is that there are regulations. And then the market, if there are regulations, more people will go into the market. For instance, we are hearing about like refineries and stuff like that. If there are regulations, for instance, or buildings, if I know that when I pay money, I get land and it's my own, do you understand? It reduces, like, everybody can just access it. It is accessible. There will be no monopoly. It's not be like few that are controlling the stuff.
Yeah.
If it's only you, let me just say the truth about it is that you think you have conscience until you find yourself in a position
yes, I
of
agree.
power and
I
authority.
agree.
Do you understand? So if there are regulations, more people will go in. And when more people go in, there will be competition and prices will come down. That is just the reality of life. If 2 people or 3 people are playing the field, they can decide to come together and say, oh God, let's leave the price at so and so.
Make everybody.
Just like, for instance, now they beat the price of petrol by over 200 naira.
Or more.
That's what I think yesterday. Is it for real?
And then I asked myself, wait, all this while,
Yeah.
it seems like we've been paying way above what it was.
Thank you. Thank you.
But because competition, this one is pulling, prices will come down because there's now regulations that are coming in place.
Yeah,
That is the only thing I think about economics and what should happen to the housing sector.
So-
Government should just make it, final point. Government should just make it very transparent. Transparency. I want to buy land. 10 people are fighting for one land. If you go to court, it's court. It will take 10 years. Abba.
That's true.
These are simple things. Everybody, you have NIN, you have this, you are allocated so and so. This is your land. Nobody can change it. But when government, they'll just wake up one boy, like there's a minister now, he wakes up one morning and say, okay, these people here, go,
Then they go
scatter,
Yeah.
go down,
Go down.
and you go down. And then we hear stories like, he's still allocating those lands to somebody else that is close to him. All of those things, it just scatters the basic foundation of growth.
Yeah.
And everybody can just wake up one day and do whatever they like. So as, okay.
we are what we are. There's a hypothetical situation in which we expect the country to be better. So that's where I agree with you that everybody should hold yourself accountable.
Yeah.
Let's work with what we have. Yeah. So I don't know, anybody that is familiar with the real estate industry will know Scott. P1 real estate. Yeah. So P1. So like what we can do now is to hold ourselves accountable
Thank you.
and do stuff like have more conversations, call out people that need to call out. In this Gen Z or Gen X, we believe in counseling and on counseling. So it works, and it works actually. It works. Burna Boy was counseled, and he was really, really counseled. He felt it. He felt it. Body tell him now. So that's what we can do from our point.
Yes.
So there's the let's wait for God. That's 2027, give or take. We can do that time. We can do that. But for now, we have to keep calling. We have to keep calling them out.
You shouldn't wait until there's a law
Yeah.
before we can do things. Now, bring it down to this building for the masses here. I'm still of the opinion that if you are building for the masses, you can even make more profit than building the luxury, building for luxury and everything.
I think it's difficult.
I think let me use the example for the petroleum sector as well. In Abuja, there are a lot of filling stations that sell fuel for a certain price. Now, there's one particular filling station that sells fuel for how much? I think 800 before they drop this.
Yeah.
800.
Yes.
It's Abuja.
And
Yeah.
there's always hold up. I don't want to give that. I don't want to give free.
Don't
I don't want to give
free
free. But
You guys can hear us. If you need some,
So this is corruption we're talking about. I feel like say I don't follow.
hold yourself accountable.
Well, I know they give free publicity, but let's go on. Now, that guy is making. I feel he's making more than.
They sell out now. They sell out.
They sell out.
No, man, that place is
Steady.
cause traffic. I know the place.
Serious traffic. Anybody, all of them know what I talk about.
They sell out.
Serious traffic. Now he's making good money. Now, and other people are still selling. Other stations are still selling high, and they're not making as high as he's making. And it's the same thing when you bring it down to the building sector, the real estate sector.
There's demand.
Yes,
There's demand.
you can do this thing.
Okay, let me just my final points about this thing you said.
Yeah.
I'm a final point
What?
like two now.
Okay,
Don't talk for
Third
your
one.
Two times now.
Third one. Now this
third final point.
The singular, you see,
First one.
there are commodities that are they're different kind of commodities. And I think if you classify real estate or housing as one, it is a more complex commodity. And why do I say so? For instance, why something like the refinery is working, the petroleum stuff is working, is that I feel is one of the most transparent and upward working sector of Nigeria currently. Because if I have a space and I build a filling station, like I just
Petroleum industry.
sorry, no. Like when I say transparent, like for the people operating in the field, you can just approach the regulator. I have this, I have products, and I want to build. You meet all the safety requirements, and they are willing to do that. The fact they are looking for people to come into this space. But now, somebody that wants to build affordable housing, right? He needs land.
Don't go for
It's going to be
street.
difficult.
Now,
Go
do you know
frustrate
the,
you.
do you know the difference? He needs land at an affordable rate,
First.
at almost zero cost. And where will you see a land of zero cost that you will not work on it? Because if someone is giving a land,
It's not something they do.
yes, they're probably hills, they're probably dam or something.
So yeah.
Maybe let's say government gives you that land for free, then you now have to build. You must meet all the requirements. You must, in Nigeria, it feels like you must bribe your way through to get even the basic.
Speaking about this land, that
Something.
was another discussion.
Do you understand? And then after building, and construction is something that takes, like, it holds down your funds over time. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So somebody that builds one big house and maybe sells and makes maybe 100 million profits. That looks enticing. Do you understand?
Yeah.
He's already looking at the next project immediately because he has the funds.
True.
But maybe you build affordable. You spend 100 million. Then maybe let's say you want to sell it. You make 5 million. Before you want to go and build the next house, cement has gone from maybe 7,000 to 10,000. You have to go and look for loan to back the money you have to start building. So I know that there's a role that we have to play. But I think that if we keep calling out ourselves, almost like the council nature works, all of those things work. But I think we should look for more sustainable things.
Yes.
That's why I'm talking about laws. If there is a law, it is sustainable. Do you understand? If there is, for instance, now, just last election, they said there were some things that were not in the law. And that is why it did not work. So the law is the only sustainable thing that we have. How many people will you cancel?
You won't. Let me ask you: if you cancel government,
No, we can't. But just imagine.
Council government like this.
government. The last time we won't cancel government.
We don't council
They
government.
cancel us.
Cancel us now.
No, you see that is the problem.
We cancel ourselves.
Not everybody now is
That's
scared.
now.
See what I'm
Cancel
saying.
us.
But you cannot.
Let's
But nothing will work.
I'm a
if you
very,
are-
very
if you are
realistic
scared.
person. Yeah.
Yes.
Let's work with. I'm looking at it from a realistic
Point of view.
Point of view.
Yes.
So now, how do you reach out to the guy and say, give us laws, give us? That will take a lot of.
Do you know?
It's more realistic to hold this person. Like what Scott is doing. Even if they even arrested him a couple of months because of
you
this
almost
same.
go down. No?
It is very, very difficult.
Now, how many people? Just imagine.
Now, how many of him do we have?
No, okay.
If we can have
Scott and
We
Ben
have
Darkman.
If you can have, you have me. Yes, you have me. So don't you guys be, I'm going to be coming to your screens, from time to time,
Yeah.
and holding ourselves accountable and stuff. Yeah, go on.
Well, I think that
Before you make your point, bro. In our previous we have an episode that we talked about what real estate is.
Yeah.
Investment we all need to calm down. Humanity first. In everything.
No be lie.
Humanity first.
No be lie.
Now what now? Word.
My God,
I don't know what you're saying. Me, I mean where they build the house. I know be humanity.
So
I mean humanity too now.
No.
Humanity dey find money.
Everybody dey find money.
Yes.
Everybody
no go chop.
Everybody dey find money, but we got just calm down. Everybody, we need just calm down, especially for this.
That is why I say it's not sustainable if you are doing cancel culture.
no.
Because anything that looks attractive is what people will run to.
How
See
long-
politics now? Everybody wants to be a politician.
Dan, how long will it get us to get the
Yeah.
law running?
Now let me give you an example.
How long? Not example. How long will it take?
How
to get the law
long
running?
will it take?
Yes.
As long as individuals are willing, like the people of Nigeria are willing to see change, that is how long it takes.
We should take the streets.
Simple thing, like
We should take the streets.
nobody believed in this country
should take the
that in the
streets.
last election, one person that did not have a governor, did not have anything, could pull 6 million votes, and people were even saying it was suppressed. So it's closer than ever. Just that individual people. Do you know how long it took for Nigeria to even become the name Nigeria? How many years? But when people now say, I'm tired, somebody will say, we should, the government, let's leave them, let them be chopping. Oh God, I will chop you.
chop you, yeah.
They'll chop you till you are 60 years and there is nothing to show for
Let's
it.
get the government
Well,
stuff.
fair enough.
The thing we, as individuals, okay, say our people that are ruling us now, they fought, some of them lost their lives. That's just the reality of it. Some of them lost their lives. Somebody won election in this country and was imprisoned and he died.
That's not what I'm saying. Is that not humanity?
No, I'm saying that these are the sacrifices that people put. But when we say that you just want to sit down and make things work,
Can you sacrifice yourself for this country?
if I see a worthy cause, why not? How long do you have to live for?
We have a sacrifice.
Please,
Yes,
me.
Let's be honest.
Very dark man too.
Get his face.
Go for
Who
us.
will go for us?
Very fair man.
You see, the funny thing is,
Almost fair man, but
wait,
Who will
but
go
how
for
long?
us?
How long do you have to live in this life?
Mm.
Let's be honest. You've lived.
After all,
Some
die,
people
na
have.
die.
Some people have lived for 25 years. They were the richest men. They still died.
Yeah.
What are you living for?
So imagine you're
I
25,
don't
you
know.
don't even
Okay,
have money and
no,
you still
okay.
die.
Die for Nigeria.
But my brother.
If Nigeria no come go after
You
die,
see, the funny thing is,
You
whether
died for
Nigeria good or you know good, you go stick by. So, guys, just to let you know, right, you can put a comment of a topic that is actually bothering you, something you want us to discuss. We'll be going through the comment session and we'll be picking topics from there. Thank you. whether you enjoy the life to the fullest, though,
But try and enjoy
you
it.
know, go still buy the life, you go still buy.
Oh,
You go still
die,
buy.
die.
Do you understand? But me, I feel like if I see a worthy cause, it is worthy enough to. What is there?
See, what I believe is the
But
best
when
thing,
everybody wants to hide, who will go? See, they want to call
we all,
protest
we
now.
all,
100 people will gather. What's
see,
100 people?
we all need to fix ourselves in the political sector one way or the other. But my problem, that's where I'm talking about holding ourselves accountable. How am I sure that this guy that is saying he wants to go there and make a change, how am I sure that when he goes there, he's going to make a change?
Send me.
Eh? No. This is flesh.
Yeah,
This
sure about
is
me.
flesh.
Yeah,
This
sure
is
about
flesh.
me. Send
Now,
me.
see, we have to be fixed our own self. We have to, how we should be. I don't know which word. to
Humanity,
use.
brotherly.
Humanity.
Humanity.
See, it's not just humanity. Yeah. Just
Because they know they
you have
put
to be a
humanity
good
for
person,
human being now.
First of all, before going to that, see, because I'll use the word average Nigerian. I know say you don't like him, but I go use them. The average Nigerian that's going to politics now, yeah, he might go in with a good mind.
Nobody
But
goes
then again, he goes in and
goes
sees
in.
what's going on and wants to have his
now.
own share of the cake.
Why is it like
down.
that?
Because we are not fixing ourselves before going into.
Do you know why it's like? Now I just want to tell you the final
Bust
something
my
very
head.
something very clear.
Bust my head.
You see what this guy just said? A good person, you are good. You go into the place and you become bad. Why? Because there is no law.
Nothing.
Do you understand? Yeah, you're a good person.
Yeah,
Yes,
China.
sir.
So it's not about being a good
You say
person.
there's no. Is the law
Do you
enough?
understand?
If you're up there, is the
That is no. You see.
for China,
You
they
see.
change laws.
You
They
see.
find leaders.
No. You see. You see the problem. You see the thing is that okay, there are countries that whether you're a leader, you're the president, you're the former president, you're still accountable to the law. How does it work in those places? It's because the citizens of the country rose up. Okay, imagine say, there's a difference between. Have you seen a godfather put somebody in power? Whoever the person puts in power is accountable to who? The godfather. But when that is just practical life. When citizens put you in power, you're accountable to who?
The citizens now. Definitely.
When godfather puts you in power, you're accountable to who?
Your daddy.
Well, as it stands now, who is putting who in power?
They're
They're putting themselves. So if citizens come together and decide to put somebody in power,
Yeah.
and that is not accountable to a group of bandwagons, according to politicians, or a group of evil men that decide to make Nigeria cripple.
They drag
They're
like Tiger
accountable to
General.
what? They're accountable to what? The
Drag.
citizens of the
Yes,
country.
yeah, fact.
That is when somebody can now be in power and think about mass housing.
Yeah.
But somebody that if you like have the best intention, okay, when you enter there, I realize that your next election, you have to spend 100 billion. Okay, you go thief.
You need save. You
You go need save. You go need save.
You gonna need save.
Do you understand?
Hey.
But when it's the citizen that put you in power, you care about the citizens. Yeah, you cannot tell me that Nigeria is over 200 million people. Last election, people that voted were 23 million people.
Yeah.
So it means that
barely
it's
10%
only
of our
about
population.
10%
10% of our
of the
population.
country that voted. And inside that 10%, only about how many percent voted for who's in power now?
That's crazy.
What's going on?
Hey, it is a flawed society.
Almost.
So we cannot have change like this. There have to be citizens that are looking at making the government their own. What is government? Democracy. I mean, they are pressing. Government of the people, by the people, for the people. But now it's what?
Housing for the people.
I don't have an issue with them going and eating money.
Me and you will fight, Sam.
Just
Just-
my own. Just
Guys,
one.
I beg, I beg.
anyways, guys. Okay.
That is it. He doesn't have any final end. That is all.
That's all. That's all.
I
That's
don't know.
all.
So the
Anyways,
conversation is-
conversation continues, I guess.
Yeah, so
And you meet us in our next episode. So
yeah, but I mean, speaking about this thing, there's just like somebody doing something interesting. House and Cooper.
okay.
Yeah, they are doing this whole affordable thing for low housing, and it's really amazing. I just thought to mention them. This is an unpaid ad.
Shout out.
Shout out, guys.
He's doing really amazing stuff. I've only had the conversation with him once, and I just told him I like what he does. So yeah, shout out to House and Cooper, and see you guys next time.
We see you.
All right.
Thank you
Yeah,
so
we're coming
much.
for my affordable. So very
See you guys on next episode. Peace out.